Hey guys, I'm Pixel Dan, and this is a review of the latest batch of Outer Spacemen figures from Four Horsemen Design, including Infinity Edition Wave 6 and 7 and the latest Deluxe figures. That's right, this final batch of Outer Spacemen figures right here pretty much is going to top off the Outer Spacemen lineup from Four Horsemen Design. Not only is this going to wrap up the rest of the figures from the vintage lines, but also presents us with our first brand new Outer Spacemen characters in this Four Horsemen Design lineup. Now, as you can see, all of the figures come in that same style clamshell type blister card packaging we've seen for all of the figures in the Four Horsemen Design version of the Outer Spacemen lineup. These packages are fantastic because they do a wonderful job of kind of giving a nod to that vintage line with some great photography on each of the front of the packages there, kind of showing off all of the different characters and their elements. And then the back of each of the packages on both of the two deluxe figures shows the vintage figure mint on card on the back to kind of give you a comparison, whereas the newer characters give you some artwork showing you the creation process of these new characters. Now, another reason I love these packages so much is that they are collector friendly, in the way that you can actually remove the card back from the blister and remove the figure very easily without damage to the card back, and that way if you wish to put them back in the package to display the mint on card, it's very easy to do. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at each of these figures outside of the package, and we're going to go ahead and start off with our two deluxe figures, which are the final figures based on the vintage line. We've got Gamma X, the man from the fourth dimension, and Colossus Rex, the man from Jupiter. Now, Colossus Rex here is an incredibly cool looking action figure, and he's one that I've really been waiting on getting for quite a long time now. He's always been one of those designs that I've really loved. He's a lot bigger and beefier than many of the figures in the Four Horsemen's Outer Spacemen lineup, standing right at about the 5-inch mark. He's got this great reptilian-like body, and the sculpt on here is terrific, with all the details being brought out perfectly with the scales all over his body. You got that great face there with the beady red eyes, the fins sticking off the sides of his head, those sharp pointy teeth. Lots of great work going on here. The paint job also helps to bring out all of the awesome sculpt, as all of the scaly parts of his skin are done in this really cool metallic green that's got this great shimmer to it, while all of the other parts of him kind of have this flat, kind of a lighter green color, so the colors really blend together well for an awesome looking character. On top of that, he's wearing this great purple armor right there across his chest, which also has a bit of a metallic shine to it. And right there on the center is this awesome image of the planet Jupiter, which has a wonderful paint job, really kind of bringing out all the cool swirls and even the big red spot that Jupiter is known for. Now, this particular figure does include a pair of interchangeable hands, so you can either have him with the open hands with the kind of clawed fingers there, or you can also swap on the two closed-fisted hands, which are meant for gripping onto his accessories. And as far as the accessories go, he actually includes 3 of them. We've got this awesome short mace accessory, we've got a staff accessory with blades at the top, and we have this fantastic clip-on shield, which actually has an image of his face sculpted right there on it. The shield clips right onto the wrists, so that way he can even hold on to both of his weapons while still utilizing that shield. So that's going to bring us back over to Gamma X, the man from the fourth dimension. This guy has a really interesting design. The body itself is sort of done in almost this bone white color, with a little bit of kind of shiny silver worked into parts of the arms, the hands, and the feet. But over that body, he's got this really wicked looking translucent armor piece that kind of looks as though it's floating over his body. You can see all of his details underneath the armor, but it's almost sort of like the shield that he's wearing, and it's a really creepy and really cool look for the character. Now, he also features 2 accessories of his own, both of which are different types of ray guns. The one ray gun is really cool because it also has a bit of a translucent tip on it, which has got this cool little spiraling gold kind of point coming to the end of it on the inside, and it just looks really cool and definitely matches up well with that crystal armor that he's wearing. So those two figures there are the final figures based on the vintage designs. Now we're going to take a look at 4 brand new figures, which are all new designs. The original Outer Spacemen creator Mel Burnkrant has created for the first time some women in the Outer Spacemen line. So we got ourselves some outer space women now. Let's go ahead and check out some of these characters. First of all, we're going to take a look at Oprah Madam, the woman from Alpha Centauri. Now you'll notice that she bears a striking resemblance to Metamorpho, one of the Outer Spacemen characters from way back in the beginning of this lineup. And she even has the same feature where you can rotate the knob on top of her head to change her faces. So she's wearing a cool sleek black and white costume there, and this is a brand new female body type. Now you'll notice the female body type used on all 3 of the Outer Space Women figures is the same, and it definitely sort of has that kind of voluptuous pinup model type look to it, which does fit in with the era that these figures are kind of from, era. She includes 2 accessories, which are both the same type we saw with Metamorpho, both a ray gun and a little scepter that she can hold in her hands. And that's going to bring us back to that awesome face action feature. She's got this really awesome light piping feature where the light shines in through that clear dome on the top and really lights up the faces. And as you can see, turning those faces, she's got a skull face, this creepy looking spider-like face, and this wicked looking kind of laughing face that is very Cheshire Cat-like. Seriously, the face sculpts on these are awesome, but that light piping feature does an amazing job of illuminating them to really make them bright when you've got a proper light shining on her, and just makes this overall figure look incredibly cool. Next up, we've got Horoscope, the woman from Saturn. Horoscope here features the same body type we already saw before, but she's got a bright orange outfit on there with some nice metallic blue highlights, and right there on her belt area she's even got a cool little image of the planet Saturn. She features 2 accessories, both a translucent pink ray gun and a staff with Saturn on the top of it. And one of the cool things about this particular character is her head sculpt. As you can see, her head is sort of like a squid or an octopus just kind of sitting on top of the body. She's got a cool little clear pink dome that fits right over it, but I love how the tentacles still hang out of the bottom of the dome. It's a very cool look for the character overall. And finally, we come to our first characters from the planet Earth. Jack Asteroid, the man from Earth, and Terra Firma, the woman from Earth. Now the reason I find these characters so cool is because the original Outer Spacemen line from Colorforms was essentially supposed to be an add-on to Mattel's Major Matt Mason toy line. Essentially it was a way to create a bunch of aliens to fit in with the Matt Mason action figure. So these characters here are kind of like bringing Matt Mason into the Outer Spacemen line. Jack Asteroid here is essentially the Outer Spacemen's version of Matt Mason, but instead of a white outfit, he's actually wearing a bright orange outfit, which kind of gives him that NASA tie. On top of that, both he and Terra Firma have white space helmets with little blast shields that can be raised up so you can see their human head sculpts underneath. As far as accessories go, both characters come with the exact same things. On their backs, they have these awesome little backpacks, which I guess are supposed to be some sort of like hovering jetpack kind of things, but it's really cool because they're just shaped like big magnets on their back with little bolts of electricity shooting off the bottom. Then for weapons to be held in their hand, they each come with this very cool looking kind of retro futuristic ray gun that is done in this great metallic gold and silver combination. And of course, each of them come with a US flag so that they can plant it on the soil of the moon or any other crazy planets they come across. And again, that's another great nod to the Major Matt Mason lineup. Now, if this is your first time seeing any of the Outer Spacemen figures, another thing worth pointing out is that all of these figures utilize the Glio system, created and made popular by Onell Design. That means these figures are fully interchangeable with one another. At any place there's a joint on these figures, you can pop them apart, and you can completely dismantle all of these action figures, and you can rebuild them any way you see fit. All of the parts can mix and match with each other so you can create your own crazy and wacky aliens. And the Glio system works so well, so all of the joints hold together nice and tight. They're very easy to pop apart, but also pop together very nice and solid, so you don't have to worry about any loose joints with these guys. If you're really creative and you love the Glio system, you can really make some really wacky looking aliens with all of these different pieces. So there you go, guys, there's a look at the latest batch of Outer Spacemen figures from Four Horsemen Design. Like I said, this is pretty much going to be the send-off, I believe, to Four Horsemen's run with the Outer Spacemen. Not only did we get all of the vintage figures done in new style, but we also got some brand new characters inserted into the line as well. I've really enjoyed these figures. I'm a big fan of that whole retro sci-fi feel, and I think all of these figures perfectly capture these crazy, wacky alien designs that were originally created by Mel Burnkrant. This latest batch of figures, both Wave 6 and 7, as well as the 2 latest deluxe figures, are available for purchase right now at the Four Horsemen's official store, located at www.storehorsemen.com. So happy hunting, and until next time.